Rise, rise, my glorious creation. Come to Papa.
What kind of power? It's unfathomable. It's without fathom.
Oh my God, Metro Man, I love you. And I love you, random citizen. Do I look blue enough to be Megamind? Megamind is a 2010 American animated superhero comedy film produced by the DreamWorks Animation and distributed by the Paramount Pictures. It was released November 5th, 2010. It actually premiered in Russia first, like a month earlier. Deadass and couldn't find any reason why. All we can do is speculate. Maybe they're big fans down there. The film has generally positive reviews. All right, it made $321 million. 130 million budget. It's another smashing 3D success film a year later, which is similar to the Monsters vs. Aliens I did last time aesthetically.
I think 3D is the perfect kind of complement to animation.
This film was destroyed by the Minions, y'all. Like, once Despicable Me came out, this movie was just forgotten after that fucking bomb drop. So this was originally going to be called Mastermind, but they couldn't call it that because it was taken by a fucking board game. They changed it to Ubermind, and that's just a dumb name. Also, originally, Ben Stiller was going to be cast as the voice of Megamind. Didn't happen. He actually was very involved in this movie, little did I know. And later, Robert Downey Jr. was considered to be the cast of Megamind, but ultimately, Will Ferrell was chosen to be Megamind because Mr. Downing had scheduling conflicts. When did this come out again? Yeah, all right, that checks out. Yeah, he was busy. A couple of names you might be familiar with: Justin Theroux and De Toro. I don't know how to say his first name. Worked as creative consultants on this film. Megamind was also at the 2010 San Diego Comic-Con, and Mr. Ferrell himself, who was dressed as Megamind, it's convincing enough. He actually broke the world record for the most, I guess, supers at a convention or something like that. Congrats. I'm gonna keep this intro short, y'all. All the bonus and fun stuff at the end of the film, so let us begin. All right, open shot, the dream. What is this? Full moon? The kid, yo, this is like the best quality we've seen of this kid yet. What is he doing? Going fishing? What's he fishing for? What's he fishing for? Yo, and this music too. What is happening? No, it's not supposed to be this way. So we start off with our main here, Megamind, played by, of course, our funny Will Ferrell. He doesn't need an introduction.
Yes, the spider.
So he's falling down, right? He pulls one of those narrations of, oh, how did I get in this position? Well, it's a long story. Let's start from the beginning. Apparently this was a Del Toro idea to start it this way. It's all making sense now. There's gonna be a lot of plot twists coming up. That man also convinced him to cut like 7 minutes of like animation from the film. So we got baby Mega Ferrell here, right? Home was destroyed, being sent to protect their child type shit.
I was 8 days old and still living with my parents.
Destined for what? So during this quick intro of this pod excursion, he bumps into a rival baby. He decides this is going to be his enemy right away. Don't know much about their history of them, but this rival enemy he decided to be evil with on the spot starts off by just taking the living home he was going to have. He sends his ass to prison to be raised. So each of these respective babies grow up and learn in life with their respective owners.
A place that taught me the differences between right and wrong.
Yo, this shit is great. Mr. Ferrellmind narrates this whole opening explaining how this rival baby is just better than him at everything. He has to go to school with him.
He bought their affections with showmanship and extravagant gifts of deliciousness.
So I'm going to pause here just for a quick second, explain his little friend here. I haven't really said anything about him yet. He's kind of been there since the beginning of the film. His name is Minion. He's a childhood pet is my only assumption. He builds a bunch of cool tech for our little guy, dog, piranha dog here. But I wanted to introduce him before we got too far in this. He's voiced by David Cross.
Minion is Megamind's best friend, and he's his Watson to Megamind's Sherlock Holmes.
And our lackey is Minion. And Minion is the nuts and bolts guy, so...
He was this stout, short, little human type character.
Assumption he's based off of the robot monster movies, a 1950s horror film or something like that. He'll be important later. Also want to pause on this shot because look at their silly little faces. His smug ass face. What's up with this guy?
While they were learning the itsy bitsy spider, I learned how to dehydrate animate objects and rehydrate them at will.
You guys also see the details on these dodgeballs? Like, god damn. Also, look at the little derby kid over here. Oh, just cut that. His destiny is to get bullied every day by the other kids and stay in his corner, which we need to bring that corner back, y'all. Pause again, sorry. We do have 2 copies of Good Night Starts, but in different book sizes. What's up with that, animators, huh? These 2 pink ones are normal. So to sum up his childhood trauma, Megamind comes to the realization while staring at the wall that the only thing he is good at is being bad.
If I was the bad boy, I was going to be the baddest boy of them all.
Bad. And thus our rivalry between Superman and Lex Luthor have begun. Our superhero takes the school away from the bad boy. I'm gonna introduce our secondary character. Antagonist, protagonist, Metro Man, played by the all-perfect superhuman Brad Pitt.
You know, I'm doing it for my kids and try to score some points with them. If they like it, then I like it.
Are you excited? Are you
Wait a
excited?
second. All right, we're gonna start here.
I think they picked him because his voice kind of sounds like a superhero when you close your eyes. And this all leads up to the title of Megamind. I need to stop doing this and fall, bro. It's hurting. So after our introductions here in its present day, we see Megamind in the highest security prison because he's too smart for society. I'm assuming this is like the X-Men School of Gifted or some shit. We get introduced to a new character. He goes by the Warden. That's his name, played by our good old pal, J.K. Simmons.
Starring Brad Pitt, Will Ferrell, Tina Fey, and Jonah Hill. We're getting you access to all the stars, so let's see what's going on.
Metro Man decided, I guess, to get him a present, but the mean old Warden kept it. This watch suspiciously also has a recording function on it. What's up with that? This ain't no ordinary watch. So the next scene, we're praising Metro Man. He's the talk of the town. Even the news reports about how great he is. Hold on, another newscast? That's 3 films in a row. Listen, either DreamWorks just really loves newscasts, or I'm very unlucky with my picks. Is there a secret main writer I don't know about all this? Where are the butt shots? So 2 more characters here. Roxanne Ritchie, played by Tina Fey.
So is Roxanne Ritchie more Lois Lane or more Liz Lemon?
Oh, she's much more Lois Lane. She's much more together. Yeah, she's a lot sassier than Liz Lemon. Yeah.
And Hal Stewart, played by Jonah Hill.
I can't believe that in our modern society they let like actual art get onto the news.
Nice save, Hal.
It's Titan. It's Titan. Not Hal.
Sum these combos up. He's basically her cameraman, and she's Lois Lane. Superman has to keep rescuing her from Lex Luthor. Also, Jonah Hill, Hal, has a crush on her. I can already see where this is gonna go. So the invisible fucking boatmobile just shows up. It sprays her, knocks her out. He naps her, hits a few people on the way out. It's all in public. No one saw it.
I'm not saying I love you. Hey, I love you, whatever. But I'm not saying like I'm in love with you. I'm saying...
And where do you see yourself in 11 minutes?
In 11 minutes, I see myself in a room with Denzel Washington.
Pretty good living being a fake reporter.
So do I.
I'm
glad you know that.
There's also this detective-ass transition here they use. I just wanted to slow it down because what the fuck is this? Which SFX artist created this beauty? Do you remember that watch I talked about like 40 seconds ago? It was all a ruse by Megamind to escape prison. There's not much explanation on how he did it, but damn it, he did it. Cue bad to the bone. So we find the invisible boatmobile from earlier. It was operated by David Cross, Minion, this whole time.
Minion is a fish, and then placed, who's up on a half gorilla, half robotic body.
Another point for Mega Feral. Metro Man gives me heavy Elvis vibes whenever he's in public.
You know, heroes, who do you think that they would mostly close resemble?
I always thought of them as the battle between Alice Cooper and Elvis Presley. That was kind of the handle if superheroes and villains were rock stars.
Is this what Brad Pitt felt like in the 2000s? He's so loved that they let him juggle their babies. I'd let him. He does a little pep speech, not underhyping himself at all. And of course, probably the most iconic line in the film.
Who would I be without you?
I love you, Metro Man.
And I love you, random citizen.
I always forget that it's in this film sometimes. So back with Mega, he's interrogating Lois Roxanne, saying how predictable he is, calls all his traps as he does them.
Give it up, Megamind. Your plans never work.
Oh, it's the detective transition guy again. Look at him go. Megamind hijacks the festival. She tells him where they are. He flies over there very cinematically. But no, he flew to the wrong observation tower. Drat. Fooled again by Ferrell. He tries to disintegrate him with the sun. But after a few failed attempts, he finds his weakness is copper.
You did it, sir.
I did it. He did it. I did it.
He did it.
You did it, sir.
I did it.
He did it.
I did it.
Bro, what the fuck is that? Oh, is he really dead? Ew. They did what Disney would never do in my kids' film.
Hey, what would the world be like without Brad Pitt?
I don't even want to think about that.
That's not cool, man.
To celebrate this monumentous victory, Highway to Hell by AC/DC is only fitting. So the speech Megamind decides to give to the city. Well, I guess he didn't think much about it, because I guess he didn't think he'd make it this far. But he said he'll get back to the citizens when he has formed a plan. So until then, they can keep living their normal lives. At least he's kind of generous. You know, I kind of like that for a villain, not knowing when they're gonna strike. Pretty intimidating. I want to take a break here. Talk about boredom and loneliness. Do you guys ever get those days where you just have so much to do, but little time to do so? Do you ever have those days also where you have everything you need to do accomplished with all the time in the world and thus have nothing left to do? And finally, let's say you have those days where you're off and stare at the TV all day. I have, and so has Megamind. He has everything he wanted, and he killed no one during the process. I too think that is the ultimate goal in life.
Think about it. We have it all, yet we have nothing.
Thanks for summing up my point, Will. We did it. So after a pretty depressing newscast, Jonah Hill, Hal, asks Roxanne to come by one of his parties.
I'm having a party at my house. DJ rented a bouncy house, made a gallon of dip. It's gonna be sick.
Good night, Hal.
Oh, what's wrong with me? Renting a bouncy house? I mean, I'm convinced I'd be the first one over.
Chicks
don't dig bouncy houses anymore. What am I doing? So later in the night, the two of them go to the top of the Metro Man statue to confess how much they miss him. Roxanne runs into a brief new character here, Bernard, played by Ben Stiller. Yeah, we still got him in the movie, y'all. Let's go.
I think I'm a little bit nuts.
I'm not allowed to insult guests directly. And I couldn't tell you how they do it, because it's like sort of magic to me, but
I just also want to add that in the description it says he's labeled as the museum curator. Found that a little interesting. So I guess Roxanne overhears, they're on the opposite side of the statue, right? I guess she hears Megamind on the other end, but he cannot be seen by her because he's in his jammies. So he has to run away, runs into Ben Bernard, and with a quick flick of the wrist, he can transform. Apparently this watch can do a lot of things. Transforms into Mr. Bernard. Also, by the way, forgot to mention, while all this scene is happening, all his robot minions are underneath the statue, rigging explosions to get it to below. Why? Remember when we talked about boredom earlier? So she walks a very sad Bernard out of the museum because after all...
They say heroes aren't born, they're made.
Heroes can be made.
So he sends her away. After the explosion, he has the idea to create a hero out of someone in the city to fight using the Metro Brad's dandruff DNA. And I just wonder who the suitable candidate Carmel. And I just wonder who the suitable candidate will be. Poor Bernard here, I don't really know what kind of happens to him for this long part of this movie. So after he gets back to his lair, he gets a call on Bernard's phone from Roxanne. Did they exchange numbers when they were together? Saying that she has found Megamind's, so it's gonna be a problem, I'll keep saying that. She found Mega's base.
There's a doormat here that says secret entrance. I kept forgetting where it was.
So out of a quick panic, he turns back into Bernard because why would he not conveniently be there? They fight and then a bunch of things ensue. Guns get shot and uh-oh.
Roxanne!
There's lots of fun little comedy bits here. I'm a big fan of when they are fighting in, I don't know, a cellar, and they keep coming out and he's switching back and forth between him and Bernard, kind of complimenting himself at the same time. That's comedy right there. So the two of them run into Jonah Hill, and she ends up starting to warm up to Bernard in front of Mr. Jonah Hill, and he starts getting the wrong idea. He gives him a hug.
I'll call you tomorrow, partner.
Yeah, okay. I'd like that.
That was weird for everybody.
I want to shout out the writing here because it's actually very good. Making the guy who shot with the super serum love the girl that likes the bad guy. He doesn't know he's the bad guy. A+ there. So Hal just hates Bernard now. And you just know that fight scene at the end is gonna slap. Hopefully. Megamind breaks into Hal's place to see the transformation.
You have your disguise. Wow, you look fantastic. Rise, my glorious creation.
Rise, my glorious creation. Rise and come to Papa.
He turns into the Godfather to train him. He's even got the accent.
With unfathomable power, I'm like your space dad.
He's his space daddy. So now we gotta train Hal. I think this training is going pretty swell. It's a montage with the song Mr. Blue Sky, which what movie isn't it in? Of course I can't play it, but it's a catchy song. Hal here apparently has a shit ton of powers, flying, laser eyes, super strength, super speed, invulnerability, etc. He's hard to train. There's also a Mario and Donkey Kong reference in this film with the training, and I just enjoyed that. I've never seen anyone mention that before. So all this time, they're getting closer together while Jonah Hill is getting stronger. Can't wait till he finds out. Also during this montage, he cleans up the city, Mr. Megamind, because I guess he's starting to like Roxy more and just kind of wants to impress her. So after the training, he's finally ready for the suit, and he deems him the new name of Titan because it was the only name he could trademark.
The Titan! Tomorrow, you will fight Megamind.
I can't wait. So the next scene, Mega and Minion are fighting because he's apparently going to go on a date with Roxy Poo, and Minion brings up a very good explanation.
The bad guy doesn't get the girl.
Maybe I don't want to be the bad guy anymore.
Let's talk about this for a second. So he's falling in love with her, right? And she's falling in love with Bernard. But his logic is she'll never find out because he's a good liar. But he also thinks that maybe Megamind's version of him has a chance, but he really doesn't. But he seems to be in denial because the feeling is just too good. But he's cleaning up the city as Megamind to maybe make her think he's turning good. So Minion quits the job because he's sad.
I don't need you.
You know what? Good luck on your date.
I will.
I miss him already. Also, slick transition here. Damn, still not as good as Detective Guy. So back with Roxy Poo, Titan finds his way to her. He makes a terrible introduction.
What's your name? Just kidding, I know everything about you.
What girl doesn't want to fly through the city?
Before we get all romantic.
Whoops!
Gotcha!
She asked him respectably to put her down, so he does and proceeds to put her on top of the tallest building. You know, he's giving me very strange Syndrome vibes. I think it's the hair, but also his story is very similar to The Incredibles, kind of. I think they might have ripped him off. He then goes to reveal himself, much like how Syndrome did to Mr. Incredible, and then she rejects him. I didn't see it coming, but he just kind of decides to turn bad all of a sudden, destroys the building, leaving her on top. Sorry, who could have seen this coming? Can I just also also add, how did she get down from the building? Because the next scene after that, Mega Bernard was waiting for Roxanne because, of course, that date, but she showed up late, right? Didn't even care to fix up properly. What's up with her? How did she get down again? Don't you hate it when dates do that? So then she continues to tell him everything that just happened and how Megamind created a new super and she knows why.
How is the worst possible person you could pick?
Wow. So this guy, Loki, kind of panicking. He tries to change the mood to make it about them. And they go in for that kiss. She just so happened to conveniently hit his hand right where the watch is, in the right exact spot, in the right exact movement. Oh my god, he turns into Will Ferrell Megamind right in the middle of the kiss. The whole restaurant is shocked. This horror. I can't believe I just kissed the Blue Man. One of the Blue Man Group people. I can't believe it. She runs away. He catches up with her. Honestly, it just gets even more sad here.
Do you really think that I would ever be with you?
The pain just keeps on coming. Can I get an F in the comments, please? He comes crawling back to Minions. But he's not there. Where could he have gone? Did he run away? He tells his other flying robot minions to bring him the Black Mamba. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got one. Look at that. What is this, number 6 or something? All right, so technically, last film we had 3 of them, but 2 of those butt shots were from external media. So do we count those? I think to make it easy on everyone, let's not count external media about the films for my own sanity. So we're 4 for 4. No, I don't want the receipt. So this Black Mamba suit, very edgy. He's on a new path now.
It's time to go down with style.
Hugh back in black again, why not? We finally made it to the big ass city fight scene. Hell yeah. And that's all we can hear. Moving on. So we kind of just camped out in front of City Hall or whatever. Just waiting for Titan to just, I guess, come and fight him. He's waiting there for days. Long days. Maybe a week. No hero to fight. The Titan pussy out. So he flies over to his crib. He's just being a bro. He's just playing the game. This apartment, by the way, tiny as fuck. Are all Metro City apartments this tiny? Maybe. Ain't no way we're fitting a bouncy house in here though. I also paused to see what game he was playing, and man, I can't decipher shit on what's going on here. I'm assuming he might be a big retro gamer. Maybe he can't afford anything else. Maybe he's just stuck in the past. I wanted to see what controller he was holding. I thought maybe like an NES controller to fit this shit game. It just has a D-pad on the controller and no other buttons. It's also 3 times the size of a normal NES controller. Hold up, he put the controller down. What is this? He stole all of this? No, it can't be. He's supposed to be the hero.
Doesn't belong to me.
You stole it.
Pretty cool, right?
Oh, the horror. He wants to team up with Mega Ferrell and rule the city. He even puts him on a leash. We can't let this happen. He spills all the secrets. I'm your space daddy. I trained you. I'm Bernard.
God, how I missed it.
Then the fight has finally begun. So after much battling in the city, very cinematic, very cinema. I want to point out that Mega Ferrell is so high-tech that he uses his arms to control the mech, which, where does he find the materials for this stuff? He eventually balls Titan in. Pause. Whoa. He's immune to copper. Foiled again with his tricks. Megamind just cannot take this beating and he flees.
What's your name, new hero?
It's Titan.
Titan has freed us!
Under new management.
This is just like The Incredibles. So let's speed up things here. He goes to Roxy Poo's crib, convinces her to help. She takes him to his old stomping grounds because apparently Metro Brad had a bat cave.
Great mysteries.
What the fuck?
Posting superhero films?
Yeah, I grew up on comic books and superhero movies, particularly Batman with Adam West and Christopher Reeve as Superman. I mean, I was at that age for all these things. And
so to sum up things with this little flashback here, he has a hidden power I didn't know about. A super speed. Granted, this is the most powerful form of it I have seen in a movie. It can cover miles within a 0.001 millisecond or some shit like that, it seemed. He thought about all the times these fights happen over and over again. The knowing of what's to come. The dread he has to deal with knowing he'll win every single battle in the end. So he faked his own death.
And Music Man was born.
Music Man?
That way I could keep my logo.
He's went down the starving artist path. There's no going back for this guy. Mega Ferrell just can't do it alone. He decides to turn himself in. The city must be destroyed. Under the new name of Titanville. At least he spelled Ville right. He naps. Roxy Poo, she just can't convince him. There is no hope. He does a broadcast for Mega Boy, coincidentally seeing it as he's flicking through the channels. Thank God he only broadcast it for 10 seconds, no more. But fuck, he's in jail. Calls over the warden. He does the most heartfelt apology, and the warden accepts it.
Apology accepted.
You fantastic fish, you.
Well, good luck, fellas. Don't die out there. And bring me back a sandwich when you're done. No mayo. Is there nothing this watch can't do? So it's time for the final part 2 or something, as Roxanne is about to fall to imminent death.
You need to wake up.
Talk about an opening. He has a really good taste in music, but alas, that good taste can't be played here, for Welcome to the Jungle is the fight music. And yes, it does go hard. The building collapses anyway. 9/11 jokes are edgy now. Then
Looks like there's only one loose end now.
that son of a bitch. He was watching this whole time. He chases the kid away just like that. What a wimp. God, I love happy endings. So Minion was disguised as Mr. Megamind. He took the blow for him. He's a real trooper. R.I.P. Maybe he's dead. Maybe he's not. I don't know. Let's talk about hero fatigue in this film. Metro Man experiences a form of fatigue, whether he's not the hero he once was, maybe he's become complacent. This struggle with the superhero narratives can be seen, I think, as a representation, broader superhero fatigue phenomenon, because Megamind touches on the idea of burnout while he's taking on the role of the hero himself with his own style, can also lead to a desire for a different kind of power, maybe role. Megamind used his Apple Watch to turn into Metro Man and scare Syndrome away. Sorry, I got sidetracked.
But there's only one person I know who calls this town Metrocity.
Oops.
Foiled again. The plot twist. They just don't stop. So they need this reverse cure in the invisible boatmobile. Oh, hey, there it is. I found it. Convenience strikes above all in this film. Also, small little note I want to add here. She's running behind him, right? About to hit him with whatever, smack his ass. She's not that far from him. Surely she'll make it, right? 30 seconds later, after he tosses him in the sky, she's farther back. Did you not think I wouldn't notice this, animators? So as he's falling back to Earth.
So, this is how it ends.
I'm actually not mad at this full circle moment, Mr. Del Toro. Conveniently, he does land back on the fountain where this battle is happening, and I don't really want to explain what happens next. Is this how a lobotomy is? It's all over for Minion. It looks like there's no coming back. No coincidences to save him here.
Oh, what a drama queen.
You know,
Wait a
feeling
second.
much better now. I guess I just needed a
Fooled
swim.
again. Let's wrap this film up. Bad by Michael Jackson closes us out here. Mega Ferrell is good, maybe again. The detective man finally gets his identity revealed.
Friend?
Fuck, come on. You know, being in jail isn't so bad when you got MJ, you know? He saves anyone with his music. A kiss to close us out. Mwah. And that's Megamind. I mean, Will Ferrell. There's a mid-credit scene. This is just a thing now, it seems. So if you're wondering where the real Brad was this whole time.
Been the worst day of my entire life.
Oh, no worries.
Gonna leave this screen here for those that know.
Simply couldn't have done without HP and Intel.
So the soundtrack was released November 2010, which includes such hits as Evil Lair, Rejection in the Rain, and Crab Nuggets. The DVD includes the basics, you know, meet the cast, deleted scenes, commentary, the world of animation, clipped in and out, of course.
Megamind has a large cape.
Well, I gotta say, guys, I brought the Entertainment Weekly, the 50 most powerful celebrities, and you two are actually...
We're on that?
And
Okay.
Tina, you're 27, and Will, you're 31. And so I was wondering, like, sitting...
I have dropped.
Like,
I mean, I know when I walk into Starbucks, they haven't served my latte within 30 seconds or so. I pull that magazine out and say, hey, 31st.
The DVD has just one single deleted scene called the toothbrush scene.
Also known as the toothbrush scene, and when we played the movie without it, it really improved the overall pacing of
He's just brushing. The Blu-ray has more, but we're not touching those. No. So it later spawned a franchise, including 3 console games, a short film titled Megamind, The Button of Doom, which was released on the DVD and the Blu-ray in February of 2011. The short, to kind of sum it up, is about their first day on the job as the new protectors of the city. But then there was like this harmless button. It unleashes a fucking robot, Megamind. They take it out. Cool.
Please, 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 can't we just keep the spider bot?
Heroes don't drive around in creepy spider bots.
About a year later, it was announced that Peacock wanted an animated series from DreamWorks Television for a follow-up to the film titled Megamind's Guide to Defending Your City. Right, it would have been about a typical hero's quest to become a social media influencer. But in 2024, it was announced that a sequel film titled Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate and the series, which was now titled Megamind Rules, would be released on Peacock. Like, that was fucking last year, right? Holy shit. Well, that's it, y'all. Thanks for joining me. Join me next time where I cover the next DreamWorks direct to theaters DVD film. Hell, pause. Listen, y'all. I know there's a sequel to this movie. I know it wasn't released in theaters, but on streaming, I know it's absolute trash. Do I do it next, even though it doesn't fit the criteria of these movies being released? Or do I do an entirely new DreamWorks film? Let me know. If not, Megamind 2!
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Fantastic.
It's really fantastic.
Fantastic colors, capes, a flowin.